Yes, Dr. Kalibala Samuel. You're welcome to Nakawa 360 Wellness Clinic, and I'm so delighted and thank you for sparing your time to come and teach us about your findings in the medical field.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. So, before we dive in, I would like you to tell us what might change about our lives if we apply each and everything you're going to teach us today.
I think the most important thing is going to be people having the right knowledge and examining their own resources and making strategies to improve their lives.
Wow, that's so great. So, I have some knowledge about you, and I know that you're the founder of Wellness Clinic in Nakawa, and as a general doctor and a specialized practitioner in behavioral health and lifestyle medicine. In 2026, there is a lot of noise, there is a lot of distractions. The younger generation is lacking a sense of purpose. Everyone is asking for the next step. So, what is wellness all about?
You could say simply that it's all about good health, but it's good health when you do something about it. And so it's the skills that you need to make your health better. And it's not health as physical health alone. Wellness encompasses the good functioning of the biological and physical body, that's one part, but also the functioning of your emotions, your things that keep you excited or depressed, and then the functions of your brain. And then let's not forget good spiritual establishment of oneself. I think that's what wellness involves. It's not just the physical and biological aspects of health, but more of the also the social aspect of health in terms of relationships with the people around you.
Wow, that's so good. So, what you mean is that wellness is more of what we think of our thoughts, how we conduct ourselves in the society, and so on. That brings in this part of the behavioral health, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, may I know what is behavioral health?
Yeah, behavioral health is a person identifying their own behaviors or habits which can improve their health or which can make them have poor health. So you identify a behavior such as, for example, the type of food you eat, and say, when by eating this food, is this something that improves my health, or is this something that makes my health deteriorate? And you need that in order to make choices. Again, the choices are made by the individual, and that is based on a good understanding of the knowledge, but also a good understanding of your own behavior and what things, what are your incentives for doing certain things. And then you can go on either to increase the behavior that is good or to decrease the behavior that is bad.
Wow, that's so great. So, what can make me, or what can influence me to come and seek for knowledge about behavioral health?
Yeah, I think in the first place, I think everybody needs a good understanding of key elements of their own health. if everything was okay and people were available, resources were available, the person should know their blood pressure. Yeah, so with blood pressure, for example, every one of us should know our blood pressure. And the reason is that blood pressure is very much in our own control. And it's something you should know about yourself, like you know. And then the other things also, you need to know your height, you need to know your weight. But in addition, you also need to do some tests. As a normal person, you need to know your random blood sugar. And all these kind of screening data that you need to know about yourself helps you to begin adjusting your behaviors or to begin questioning your behaviors, because you might discover that according to your height and your weight, you're classified as overweight. And then you say, oh my God, I don't want this being overweight to grow into being obese. So then we can discuss what you need to do in order to address the weight issues. You may develop a strategy to increase your activity, or you may develop a strategy about your diet.
Wow, that's so great. That means if you bring it like that, does it take us to coaching? Like you coach me about the lifestyle that I have to take, right?
Yes. So coaching, let's give an example of coaching a football coach. Football coach doesn't play football for the player.
True.
He only coaches the player to use their own resources, their energy, and score the goal. That's where now in the medical terminology we also use the word coaching. So what this means is that the person has to identify the goal. Where are you going to score? And so the person identifies, my goal is to reduce my weight to, let's say, 70 kilograms. So you determine your own goal. And then my job is, as a coach, is to say, what are your strengths and weaknesses? What are your resources? So you can look at the energy balance, the input-output balance of energy. So you say, how much energy am I putting in terms of the food, or the food that we eat? Most of it becomes energy in the body. And if you don't use it, the body stores it. And that's how we end up with becoming overweight. So the issue now, you say, how much energy am I taking in, and how am I able to control that? Then you can also look at how much energy am I taking out, which is another crucial matter. Because if you took out as much as you take in, you can balance and you can have a good weight. But if your goal is to reduce weight, then you find that you need to find strategies for taking in less than
your input.
Taking in less input and, having more output of the energy.
Oh, yeah, true. I remember I have some friend of mine who once told me that energy input equals the output. That's I think the law of effect.
Yeah.
Such stuff in physics.
Yes.
So, okay. So, if I come and you coach me about how I'm meant to eat, how I'm meant to do my physicals and so on. What if I fail one day? I run short of maybe time. I become late at a certain point, and I quit. Even quitting is very, very possible. So what advice do you give me after trying and then failing to continue, or failing to be disciplined or consistent?
So first of all, when you come and I coach you with the desire that you develop your own strategy. Because if the strategy is your own, you are using things which are accessible and which you can manage. So we discussed there whether it is feasible, because you can say, I'm going to be running for 2 hours every morning. So we go back and say, okay, you're supposed to be at work at 8. So we work backwards. How long does it take you to move from home to work? 1 hour. How long does it take you to prepare to go to leave the house? Another hour. Then where are the other 2 hours? Where are you going to find them? What time are you going to wake up? Is it at 4 a.m. in order to have 2 hours of exercise before you prepare, and then 1 hour of going to work? So then when we think through those processes, you might have to lower your goal and make it feasible.
Okay, so I have to be flexible.
Yeah.
In simple terms. You're so right about that. Thank you so much.